Welcome, everybody, to Mouse Quiz on September 11th, 2020. My name is Chad, and I am your host tonight, and I would like to welcome back to the show our producer, Gina. So, hey, Gina, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Oh, good deal. Glad to have you back here and mouse quizzing with us tonight, or at least playing along and helping out.
Yeah,
and then
glad to be back.
I'm going to welcome back our other quiz writer. So, Derek, how you doing tonight, Derek?
Doing well, Chad. Glad it's a weekend.
I'm telling you, it was a week full of Mondays, even though it was 4 days, right? It was one of those kind of weeks. So
very much so.
Yeah, and I know you guys are all struggling getting back into this swing of things. So I'm just going to go for the trifecta of teachers now, and let's welcome back who we have not had on the show in forever and a day, Marianne.
Woohoo!
So,
hey, guys.
Hey, welcome back, Marianne. We are
Thanks.
So glad to have you back with us tonight. And
thanks so much.
Yes, and let's welcome back another quiz writer and regular contributor to everything at My DVC Points, from the community group to co-host of the DVC newscast. Let's welcome Pete Shidley. So, hey, Pete, welcome back, buddy.
Hey, everybody. I'm not a teacher, though.
That's okay.
You're
we have to mix it up.
Pat, I mean, Pete, you and me both. We're like the black sheep
true,
here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, although I am going to steal some stuff from a teacher tonight. So,
No, you paid for it from a teacher.
No, this was free. This was free.
Okay.
So, all you had to
Teachers beg, borrow, and steal every week. So,
amen.
That's it. That's it. So we've got a bunch of people here. Courtney says hi. Deidre says hi. And welcome back, Deidre. It's been a while.
Yeah, Deidre.
And then Courtney says hi to everybody else as well. And I got a hi. So Linda says playing tonight from Boulder Ridge. Welcome back, Gina.
Yeah, awesome. And thanks.
Good deal. Well, we're glad to provide some 9 p.m. entertainment when Disney's not. Okay.
Yeah, usually I would say, if I heard somebody playing from Disney, I'd say, "What are you doing playing from Disney?" But everything's closed at 7, so sure.
Yeah. No kidding, right? It took me the longest time to figure that out. Why are people joining my live streams from Disney? Because there's nothing else to do there.
Yeah.
Everything's closed.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting to the point where the pools are about closed as well. So Vicky says, hey, quiz team. And then
hey, Vicky.
Annette's tuning in. And Tony gives you a yay. Mary Ann is back.
Yay.
Oh, you guys stop it. Stop it.
And Courtney says hi to everybody here individually. Hi. And Dan says, hello, welcome back, Mary Ann. Samantha's tuning in tonight. So as long as Amy, Kathy, David, and
big group tonight. This is great.
This is great.
And then the slaps already start with Tony Ann. Hey, Glenn Kessler, do you like Chad's shirt? We're rocking the Disney Crush shirt tonight. So, right?
The hammer has been thrown.
I'm telling you, right? Although Glenn, just for you, I have a very special pregame tonight. Okay. And it's green. So you can start to see it does. Like they were all freaking out, but beforehand, right? Going, what's going on here? And so it's green, so the green screen thing gets it. So, but that's for you, Glenn. And so, Jeremy is playing tonight as well.
Okay.
So,
hi, Jeremy.
Yep. And then Glenn's here. Welcome on. And
hi, Glenn.
Yeah, welcome, Melissa. So we're glad to have you here.
Melissa, great.
She'll be glowing. Why did they let that Marianne girl play?
Got it. Patricia says, nice to see everybody. And then Rob is playing tonight.
Hey,
We
Rob.
don't get to play with Rob too often either, right? And so Travis says, hey, guys, about 16 hours early.
Man.
I don't get that one, but okay. And then no boat parade on water tonight.
Nope.
Oh, from Boulder Ridge.
Yeah, no. So watch us.
Yep. And Travis says,
seemed like the perfect social distancing parade too.
Yeah. I will be at EPCOT tomorrow. So there you go.
Ooh,
there you go. So hopefully you'll get inspired to go hit the American Pavilion out of tonight's questions. And so Scott says, hi, everybody. Good luck. And Scott, we need to get with you for your podcast interview.
You're supposed to email me back, Scott.
Uh-oh.
Got the
You're
finger
getting
wag.
called out on mouse quiz.
You got the Marianne mouse finger wag. So yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you, Scott. So,
I'd seen his name over there. I was got ready to send him an email.
got it. Lisa is asking, how do we play? And so let's come back in and do this. So Gina, do you want to throw the ticker across the bottom for the first round?
Yes.
And then what I'll have you do is you will come to this website, crowd.live/USA Pavillion. And, or I can make it a little easier, but what we're going to have you do is we're going to have you pick a screen name, add your email there. We will send you one single email a week, and it'll be last week's winners and hints as to what's coming up for this Friday night. That's kind of it. There's some links in there as well if you want to buy a Mouse Quiz shirt or support the show, but those are completely optional as well. But since I went there, Mouse Quiz is a completely free platform and game to play. The My DVC Points Patreons and some Mouse Quiz Patreons have come back in, and they buy the software for us to be able to do this every night, or excuse me, every Friday night at 9 p.m. Right? Derek about had a heart attack. Yeah, we're
not doing this every night.
No, we probably put 10 hours of work into every show. So yeah, and it's all ran by volunteers, and the Patreons do. The software that we use to play the quiz game stuff is $75 a month plus the streaming software. I bumped it up a little bit so we could get a little bit more out of that. So we have some significant expenses to do this, but we do this as a community service project so that you can stay home, stay safe, and stay magical. It was a way to bring some Disney pixie dust into our lives when the parks were closed. And even now, parks are open, but a lot of us still can't go. Okay. Just due to the travel, COVID, all those concerns. So it's our way to just be a free gift to the community and connect everybody. And a lot of times we bring in some celebrity guests from the Disney communities to co-host, and we'll write content around their content for the quizzes. And that ends up in some really wonderful conversations. I know coming up, we've got John, who is Big Fat Panda from YouTube. So he's going to be joining us soon.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And I know Terry Weaver and McNair Wilson. McNair is a former Disney Imagineer from Tower of Terror. It was his signature project. He'll be joining us as well. So we've got some really cool nights scheduled coming up. And like tonight is still a cool night because we're getting to do an honor and a tribute to America. We've got 3 rounds of Disney American type themes deal. And in lieu of a 4th round tonight, we're going to be doing a slideshow that I picked up from Teachers Pay Teachers. It's basically a educational slideshow on the 9/11 events. I did not feel right trivializing that event and writing questions on it, especially an event that has a hashtag never forget. So the way we decided to honor it was to cut a round of questions tonight and run through some slides at the end of the show with absolutely no music whatsoever, because I don't know that I could do that justice. But we'll just go through and it'll be like a recap of the day's events and a couple of stories there from some of the heroes. So that's what's going on there, and that's how you come back in and play tonight. So that being said and done, let's see how many people do we have logged in. We got 62 people logged in. We're about 9 minutes after, which is about my time ideal goal to get this going. So we've got that up there and just starting to come back through, see if I hit some more comments. I did not get them all tonight, but Lisa Earhart, welcome. They'll put up a link to play. Try to have 2. The crowd's answering this for us as well.
Yeah.
So yes, and then once I take this down and I bring up Gina, you want to kill the banners?
Yes.
So let me come back in and I will add this to the screen. So you can also take your smartphone and point it at that little QR code down in the bottom.
Cool.
See if I do this right.
And it will come back in and, oh, there you go, Pete. So it'll come back in and bring up a web browser on your phone. And then again, you just come back in, put your name in, whatever you want to play with on the screen name, email address. We will send you 1 email a week if you put a real email address in there. If not, put in whatever you want. And then if you're playing for a podcast team like the Crushers or the Geeks from Geekin' on WDW, the Welcome Homies, WDW Point of View, Monorail Tales plays with us. Several podcast families play with us as well. at the end of the night, well, actually, yeah, it'll be the end of the night because we're only doing 3 rounds.
Yeah.
We will tell you who the leading player is from all 3 rounds and which podcast family performed the best. Okay. So that's always kind of a little bit of fun trash talking. And we saw a little bit of that tonight as well. And so that's pretty much how Mouse Quiz works. You'll play on one phone or another tab, and we'll cut to music when we stream the trivia games, and then we'll come back, discuss results. And it's usually a really good time. Everybody kind of comments on this and cheers and jeers about the questions that we write. Other good news is we got an email today. We haven't played with all the new features yet, but they did do a software release today where we can modify the correct answer, and those who it will retroactively score after we do that. It's a big feature request, and we're really happy to have that come in because, well, you know, we're humans too, and we make mistakes. So
Speak for yourself.
Oh, okay. It's a non-human. That's the AI.
No, I
And then Glenn sends us out a really cool shout out here. Please know how appreciated this is by your communities. Thank you, Mouse Quiz Gang. Okay.
Welcome.
Lisa says she's in. And so, yeah, there we go. And so I think we're ready to get this thing kicked off.
Okay.
So without further ado, let me go full screen on this. We'll cue up some music and kick this thing off.
Good luck, everybody.
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right. Well, welcome back, everybody, and congratulations to Jeremy, Tony, and Scott D. So you guys did exceptionally well tonight. And let's come back in and take a look at this over at the other screen on our results summary here. And
Gina in fourth. Nice job, Gina.
yeah, Gina in
did good.
fourth.
I missed
I should have
two.
kept reading. So
I missed 2.
I should obviously visit this pavilion
In your
at
life.
some point in time. Hangs head in shame because we just kind of walk on by.
Oh my gosh, Marianne. So I have been there. I have not seen the show live, though. I did watch the video of it today.
Hey, I'm not the only one with a cat visiting.
That's what I should have done.
Between Gina and Pete's cats on live shows, like
Mine's
Let's-
being shy and lying across the room. She won't come over here, but
I'm not gonna lie, I had to ask the question to this one pre-show when we were just starting to look over the questions. But so the current American Heritage Gallery is American Indian art, and that's in the lobby, from what I'm told.
Yeah, that's in the lobby as you're standing waiting around for the Voices of Liberty to show up.
So got it. Oh, here's a funny question for you, Marianne. So Lauren says she's never walked into the pavilion, and it was 29th. I'm with you, Marianne.
exactly.
You just walk by. Yeah.
Just walk on.
Oh,
by.
but Voices of Liberty is there. Now, I have been to
I
the
know.
Voices of Liberty show a few times. I've just never like waited to time the little show. It's a long show. It's about a half hour too.
Yeah.
So, and then I knew that number 2 was the case, and I think our longtime players that were here when Robin Kate Lott was here. Kate is a
Yes.
singer with Voices of Liberty. I think she told us the answer to this question.
Yes, she
They
did.
are-
And
they
I
are
was the only
awesome,
reason
too.
I knew it because she said so.
Yep. And then historical figures narrate the show. Mark Twain, Benjamin Franklin. Crowd did really well there.
I got that right.
And-
It was dumb luck and animal kenning, though. I just guessed.
It worked.
So,
It worked.
it
You
worked.
really should see the show once, Marianne. Though. It's a very
Yeah.
good show.
If I ever
if a
get to
bit
go
long.
back, if I ever get to go back.
And honestly, it's a nice afternoon nap.
Well,
So-
you
Oh, I
know
didn't wanna
that's
say
my
that.
that's what I
No,
do.
It's a
I-
great show. It's a great show.
It is.
Yeah, and let's see. The questions keep bumping on me, but
42 minutes of air conditioning.
yeah. Amy says that she goes in and listens to the Voices of Liberty every single time they go. It's hard for me to pass and not at least check and see if Kate's working. So I'm not going to lie
Yeah.
there, right? And I would go more often, but we can't park hop. So yeah. Enough of that one. The Two Brothers scene from Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln.
Yeah.
The crowd did fairly well that one, 43%. Not exactly passing, but
Yeah, I knew that one because I live in California and I've seen great
Yep.
moments with Mr. Lincoln.
I would
probably
not have
1,000
known that one.
times.
That was a
No.
total guess. I did
Yeah.
get that one right.
You would not have known that
With
unless
the-
you sat in there in that opera house.
Well,
no clue.
you would have had to know it was between B and C.
Yeah.
Because Disney wouldn't have stolen, IP material like
Well, I was
stuff
thinking it
from
was
the
other- I was
Smithsonian.
thinking it was the other that they had presented it and they
Yeah.
was at the Smithsonian or something, but I thought the more obvious was B or C. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then what exhibit the guests walk through on the way to the stage show? The Hall of
I was
Flags.
surprised this was so low. You can't miss the Hall of Flags.
Right.
Well, for those of us who have never seen the show,
Yeah.
Those of
Then
us
into
who've
it,
never
right?
walked into the pavilion.
Well, if you do ever go see the show, you can't miss the Hall of Flags.
Right.
Yeah.
The first room.
Yep. And then what restaurant was at the American Pavilion before Regal Eagle? We did pretty well there. Liberty Inn.
Mhm.
And then I would have guessed number A, okay, that it's the host pavilion because that one sounds like it was okay. The crowd did okay there. And
Did that one wrong.
Okay,
Yeah.
how would anybody think it's the center of EPCOT, people? I
It's the center. It's the center of World Showcase.
Yes,
True.
but it's not the
That's-
center
yeah.
of EPCOT.
Well, that's what I
Yeah.
put, and then I was like, no, wait, they say it's the host pavilion because I always think that's so weird that they call it the host.
Well, because it's like a
pavilion,
World's
but-
Fair.
No, I
So-
understand, I understand
Yeah,
why,
but
but it's just I don't know.
we're in
So-
America and
Yeah,
Disney owns it and it's our own country. So
Right.
yeah, of course we host, right?
but that was one I wish I could have changed my answer on.
Which of these is not shown
Okay.
in the
All you people who put Magical World of Barbie is something you need to YouTube that and see the amazing craziness that was the Magical World of Barbie. When I saw it, I was like, oh, Disney, did you really sink that low at that point in time? Really? It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was out. That was so far out there that I figured that had to be true.
Yep. I got that one wrong though, because I thought it was Riverdance.
Yeah,
I remember that show actually.
Yeah, I got that wrong.
Y'all need to look up that Barbie thing though. That I've never seen.
I did after one of our other quiz questions when we had Barbie on a. She was in a limo and went around EPCOT on a question. So
yeah,
that one I probably would have done okay on. Okay, and then why is the American Adventure Show on the second floor of the building? And if you've been to the show or watched the YouTube, all of the props and sets drop down from the ground. So, which I thought was amazing. I was like, how do they store all of these? But that makes sense if they're all underneath the audience. Okay. And then I would have guessed Virginia here on this one with the majority of the crowd, but I guess it's Georgia.
Yeah,
I would have gone Georgia because that's where a lot of baseball clay comes from.
Oh man.
And it's all that same red.
I got that wrong.
I was like, why would you bring in clay from someplace else? Just
that's what I thought too.
Because it's Florida and they only have sand.
Only has mud. Mud and sand.
Again, hello, preschool teacher. I don't know anything.
Got it.
You know, up to 3 years old.
That's right.
So, okay. Well, I think we're okay there. So, Derek, can you go ahead and warp us over to the next round?
I can. It just hoping it doesn't. My only concern is that it's going to start right away, but we'll see what it does.
Okay.
Yeah, we got new software tonight. I mean, I can try it if you want me to. So,
if it starts right away, we'll just start right away.
If it crashes, we'll deal.
Yeah.
We'll see how it comes in.
Disney's America by Peter. Hey.
No, it just warped us over. Okay.
We're
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we don't want to show the leaderboard. Yeah, I do want to show leaderboards. I don't want to show multi-game. I don't want to show advanced team.
Oop.
There we go. Okay. So, okay.
Well, we can have Peter talk about this round before we start. How about that?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that. So
for those that don't know, back before the turn of the century, Disney was debating about having a Disney theme park based on the country of America. I won't say where it is because that's part of one of the questions, but so they went through the process of acquiring land and everything like that, and it was going forward, and then it halted at one point. So,
which turn of the century are you talking about?
The most recent century. Come on.
Yeah.
That's the turn of the millennium.
Turn of the century. I'm thinking.
Turn of the century.
Way back in time.
Back in like 2003, 2004, I would always tell people, "Oh, I remember last century when such and such was going on." But, anyways, I tried to keep. Actually, Derek and I both wrote very similar. They ended up writing the questions independently, and they ended up being very similar because one, there's not a lot of information out of there, and two, we didn't want to make it too hard because this isn't something a lot of people are familiar with. But so hopefully there's no real trick questions here. So think about what makes the most sense, I would say, and that's probably the right answer.
Got it. Yeah, so as a theme park Disney was going to build and didn't. And we'll talk about all of that a little bit maybe after the questions or in the questions. But if you're a Disney podcast history person, this is like Disney podcast history, like fodder. Like it just doesn't get any better content than a whole theme park that didn't get built and all the controversy that surrounded it.
If you're a nerd about things that didn't get built, it's an interesting story.
It's right up your alley, right? So I think they tried to keep the questions pretty generic, but let's go ahead and kick this round off. And we will be right back in with some music, and we'll get this round going. A little delay there in getting that up, but so good luck, everybody. We'll be right back soon.
Oh, Glenn.
All right. At least Samantha got one of the all of the above. So and Rob is saying, all of the above and damn you, all of the above. So that gets so many people every time. But congratulations to Jeremy, Megan, Samantha, Heidi, Deidre, Eric, Welch, Kathy, Gina, Jennifer, Holly, and Rob as the top 12
Yay.
players tonight in this
I made
round.
number 9.
Yeah, you're doing well tonight, Gina. You're doing really well tonight. So
These I did know a few because I put them in for Peter, but I didn't cheat. I wasn't cheating. I just knew a few of them. I'm like, oh wait, I know that one.
got it. So let's come back in and see. Linda was saying learned loving about Disney's America. She had no idea about any of it. Yes, and we'll get into some of those questions as well. And hopefully we didn't make it too hard for you, Lisa. And the questions will get easier. Okay. This was just a specialized topic tonight. So let me switch the screens here. We'll go back through this round as well. So the CEO when America's Adventure was announced in November 1993, Michael Eisner, and the crowd did really well with that one with 85% getting it right. And what state was Virginia? The crowd did really well with that one. It was near Manassas.
Yeah, right outside, which was part of the problem. Is it was right near the Manassas battlefield, and people really didn't like that.
Yeah,
people didn't want the traffic.
Minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't so much the traffic. In fact, doing a little research on this, they were going to put a lot of infrastructure into the highway, and because it was canceled, that never happened. And the land that Disney had purchased or had options on has now become housing developments, and so now the traffic is worse than ever and worse than it would have been if Disney had put a park there.
Serves them right. So
yeah.
But yeah, I've got a really good friend who lives like a mile or so from there, and I visited him a few times.
Yeah.
And they still complain about the traffic. And
I'm sure it's terrible.
So Disney had purchased some land and had options on some others, as you mentioned. And I did not know this one, that there was a preliminary plans for a resort inside of Disney's America.
Yep.
And Pete, I think it was going to be a DVC resort, wasn't it?
There was also talk of a DVC resort. Okay. I don't think the one inside was going to be a DVC resort, but they were planning golf courses, obviously like a hotel complex, a merchandise complex like Downtown Disney. So they had a lot of ideas.
Cool ideas.
It was very much in the early stages when it was canceled. So there was no like concrete design yet, I don't think.
I also know they took the inside resort idea to Disney Sea over in Tokyo.
Yes.
Yeah. And California Adventure also had that as well. Yep. So, which started way back when Hollywood Hotel Tower of Terror, McNair originally proposed to make that a real hotel.
That's so
attached
cool.
to the tower. So
that's so cool.
So much money.
Yeah. So it's like good ideas never die at Disney. You'll hear that from them as well. Yeah. And then which attraction was the spark for the idea was Colonial Williamsburg. Crowd did pretty well there. And fireworks innovation. Tell me about this one, Pete. So compressed air launcher.
So the park was also going to be very near residential areas, so they did not want any. They wanted to have a fireworks show, a nighttime spectacular, like all Disney parks have, but they didn't want it to be noisy. So they came up with this design for the compressed air launcher, And now every single Disney park uses that as the technology for launching fireworks.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe we need a pyrotechnics night. That'd be kind of fun,
That'd be
Pete.
fun.
And it was actually going to be a battle between the Monitor and the Merrimack. The two old Civil War ships was going to be the background for it.
That would have been cool too.
Oh, okay. And then let's see. The next question was, what characters plan to host the story of U.S. immigration?
Yep. And you have to remember that was right around the time of the Muppets 3D opened, so that Disney had just bought the Muppets. So there was talk of having a section on U.S. immigration, and they were going to have the Muppets tell the story because they thought they could be both funny and serious in turns. So they thought they would be good hosts for that show.
Yeah, I'm with the locals that complained. I didn't think any of them would. Option E, none of the above, right? Yeah. And what MK attraction was going to be replicated? Hall of Presidents, obvious choice. Crowd did really well there. And then Soarin' was to be a World War II flight simulator. Did not know that one.
Yep.
I'm glad they still made it though.
I like Soarin' better. So, and then what California Adventure attraction was reused? The Lewis and Clark Adventure early design. And that would be Grizzly River Run, which I could not see as a Lewis and Clark River adventure because the Mississippi is pretty dang flat. Okay. Like, I don't know where they're doing that at, but okay.
There was actually talk, I read somewhere that they might have converted that to a Pocahontas ride as well. And I don't remember a ton of rapids on the Pocahontas ride either, or in the Pocahontas movie either, but
there's not a lot of hills. There's not a lot of hills.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Just one big waterfall.
And then here's our famous all of the above questions. I knew the locals complained.
The locals protesting was the public view of it, but when you get down to it, the other
it was money.
It really comes down to money, and they ended up this was supposed to be a budget park. And it looked like in order to make it so that people would come back again and again, they would have to spend more money on it. They didn't want to. And then also, because of the location, the resort would have to close for about 3 or 4 months of the year. And they were concerned about how do you retain employees in that environment. Obviously, the other Disney parks are all year round. So the combination of the three really was the reason that they ended up pulling the plug.
Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and try and warp us over to the next round here.
Did we want to do a halftime preview of scores first?
We'll check in on the podcast team. Okay. But I think the other one's pretty obvious if you've been paying attention as well.
Derek, do you want to talk about your set before we start?
Yeah. Last round is about Liberty Square.
Well, let's do one thing first. So
okay.
Come back in and do this before we transition. So come back in and turn on, see advanced team rankings. Can I turn that on? Did that flip?
Oh, the homies.
The welcome homies are winning tonight.
Go homies.
Go homies, followed by the geeks, followed by the crushers.
Okay.
The geeks and crushers are pretty close there.
So it's got to be the contrary of the t-shirt that I wear, okay? Because when I welcome back to all the geeks with the geekin' t-shirts, the crushers came in. So I guess it's t-shirt power, right? T-shirt power there.
Or opposite, yeah.
Anyways, Derek, go ahead and tell us about this next round, okay?
Yeah, the next round is based on Liberty Square, and it's all about some of the background of it, the attractions there, past and present, and one of actually my favorite areas of the Magic Kingdom. I always find it nice and relaxing there. So, yeah. And
there's quite a bit of things there, even though there's not necessarily a lot of rides.
Yeah. And it's double points.
Oh, good.
So
it's anybody's game yet.
Anybody's game.
Awesome.
And Derek, where did they hide warp? Okay.
I already warped this.
Oh, you already warped us. Okay.
Yeah, already warped. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yep. There we go. So Liberty Square is showing. Liberty Square is showing. So, okay. I'm going to add this to the screen. We'll come back in and make it full screen and kick this round off.
Good luck, guys.
So, good luck, everybody. All right. Well, let's welcome everybody back and congratulations to Jeremy, the Evil Queen, Chris. What happened here? That one's one I want. Okay, sorry about that. Jeremy, the Evil Queen, Chris, Megan, Bill Mitchell, Tony Z, Annette, Scott D, Rob Dietra, Karen D, and Geekin Glenn. Okay.
And best of all, we got Marianne's cat now.
Yep, all the cats.
The cats just think they rule everything, man. Like,
yeah.
Well, they do.
They do.
So, yeah.
They do. They do.
I thought the same thing. Did Jeremy Mobley seriously only miss 7 points out of 1,000?
Mm-hmm. That's impressive.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well,
Fast internet.
You said you doubled the points there. Did you put more points?
Oh,
on it,
yeah.
didn't you?
I did double
Okay.
the points. Yeah.
Okay. So he got what out of 2,000 points then? Is that
Well,
right?
let me look on the points real quick. Yeah.
I don't think it's
so.
doubled.
Just
Yeah. Okay.
I-
We'll get back with you on that.
we'll
one.
figure it out.
Let me come back in and switch screens here as well, and we'll come over to our results summary and see how you guys did. Sorry about the jerkiness. Question 1. Who came up with the idea for Liberty Street, which became Liberty Square? Walt, you guys did really well on that one.
I
It
got
was originally
wrong.
intended for Disneyland.
Hey, those of you with the 21 answers for Mark Davis, I was right
said,
there
Walt
with
died.
you because
Walt's
I
dead.
thought Walt
Why would
was
he
too
do
obvious.
that?
It was originally a Disneyland attraction that just got cut
Oh.
because of budgets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then how many lanterns hang in the Liberty Tree? 13. I do not know the story
13
there.
original
13
colonies.
colonies.
It's
Ah.
and it's 13 original
Oh.
colonies, and it's actually based on the Disney movie Johnny Tremaine, based on the book, and so that's where that came from.
Oh.
But they did each colony would have a Liberty tree, and so there's 13 for each original colony.
Got
I
it.
just
Okay.
sang that song today, so
And then you can actually read the plaque in front of the Liberty Bell that'll tell you it was made from the original mold.
Mhm.
yes.
But we have no crack in Walt Disney World. And
I think they've actually molded a crack into it.
you think they did?
I think they did.
I'll
I'll have to check that.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was. I didn't think
Oh,
there
oh.
was because they used the original mold. Like the original one from where France made it. Mold.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how many ghosts live in the Haunted Mansion?
999. There's always room for one more.
There we go. So crowd did really well there. And then we did really well on the next one, which was which of these is not an opening day attraction? The Muppets Present.
Mhm.
That's
And
great.
then what waterway borders Liberty Square? And this is where Glenn had a funny comment as well.
Yes.
I think he said something about the river of poo and pee, right?
Well, that's the next question.
That's the
Next
sewer.
question.
Yeah, that's the sewer.
Okay.
Pavement
Okay.
question.
Okay, that's the pavement
Yeah.
question. And
Yeah. On
Yeah.
number 7, it's brown because back then there were no bathrooms. So you would have taken your bedpan and just emptied it out into the street. So that's why they have the brown stripe in the middle of the street, is because there would have been back then.
Yep.
And they would typically dig a
Mhm.
little trough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would flow out of town
You hoped.
you hope
towards the town
right?
you didn't like.
Yeah.
What land borders Liberty Square? And Frontierland and Fantasyland would be the correct options there. But the castle's technically part of the hub does as well, but
Yeah. But
But
wasn't an
yeah.
option. Yeah. Okay. Crowd did really well on that one. We know our Magic Kingdom geography.
Mhm.
And which Muppet hosted great moments in American history? Sam the Eagle. And then how many lanterns are displayed for Paul Revere's window in
And this
Liberty
one
Square?
I fat figured. This one I fat fingered. 1 if
Because
by
the-
land, 2 if
Two
by
if by
sea.
sea.
and the
Yeah.
British came by sea. So it was 2 lanterns.
Yep.
I would
Yep.
I would lose my Massachusetts born in
Card.
Massachusetts card if I got that one wrong. So
Yeah, I fat fingered it. I was so mad. I was like, I know it's 2, and I hit 3, and I was like, I know it's 2. Darn it.
And
Darn it.
Got
And-
it.
And Chad, I did a little research, and you are correct. The one in Magic Kingdom does not have a crack in it.
Awesome.
So,
I didn't think it did, right?
Yeah.
But Jeremy said that the last question was a double point,
Yeah.
so it was out of 1,100.
Okay.
yeah.
So it's only the last one was
Okay.
was
That one
double
killed
points
me.
there. Okay. And
And guys, maybe that's because of new settings. So
Yep.
So yeah.
it wasn't originally cracked. Yeah, our whole quiz software upgraded tonight. It's got some cool features. We didn't think many of them would help out Mouse Quiz, but it'll help out some of our live shows.
Yeah.
Unless we want to do a round in the future where we pick the most popular option and that becomes the correct answer. Okay.
That'd be
Possibility.
Right. And it's not the actual most popular one, it's the one that most people vote on
Yeah.
becomes the correct answer. So it's kind of a weird twist to the game there as well. And okay, so let's come back in and let me switch the screen here as well. And let's come back in and look at who did the best tonight. And I
Let
think
me guess.
Yeah.
so
That's,
individual ones.
It's like rhymes with Baramy.
I think Mouse Quiz staff is excluded.
yeah. So
I'm not in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm way middle.
congratulations
of
to
the pack
Tony Z, Megan, and Scott, right?
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baramy.
So yeah, well,
Yeah,
Jeremy
he only won
earned
by
a night off because he didn't
670
help write
points.
any of these, so
No,
he
he-
got to
Nope.
play tonight.
He earned first place.
He earned his
He
right.
legitimately
yeah.
earned first place,
I
right?
came in 50th.
Hey, I'm not
Yeah.
bad. I'm in the top 10. Yay for me.
You are, yeah.
Nice.
Yay.
I
Just
think
that
I'm
probably-
probably
two.
very middle of the pack. Would
That
be my
2 of
guess.
by C killed me. Double points, and I clicked the wrong one.
Got it. So with that being said and done, I'm almost thinking that the homies are gonna continue their reign of terror.
Mhm.
Although, let's see if Tony was able to pull up the crowd enough to take second place from the geeks.
Ooh.
And overall winning teams,
Oh,
Crushers.
Disney Crushers,
Crushers.
Wow.
Crushers, like,
Yay.
followed
Sure-
by the homies by what?
Woo.
9 points.
Wow.
wow.
9 points, and then the geeks, and then the monorail tail team. So there, so much for the Chad's voodoo magic shirt.
It worked.
Okay?
It worked.
And
but
once
I-
again, my DVC points team. Dun dun dun.
Sorry, we're just slow.
We have other things.
we're the ones
on our
creating it
minds.
I
all,
was like,
right?
we have
So
the quiz writers. So
Yeah.
that's a round empty. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't.
So
If I have a round, I don't play for the my DVC points team though. So
Yeah.
I only play when I can answer all the questions.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I
Ooh,
didn't-
Glenn is
didn't help.
Glenn is making Jeremy the king.
Oh.
So,
Wow.
King Jeremy. So Mouse Quiz King Jeremy. And so everybody's saying nice job, Crushers.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
Glenn says Tony Ann is the queen
Yes.
in Dave's royal court as
Aw.
well.
Oh.
Yep. Good
So-
job. That was great.
Okay. That pretty much wraps up the trivia games for tonight. And because it is 9/11, I do want to come back in and share out with you guys just a set of PowerPoint slides that I picked up off the internet. I was really curious as to how we would tie this in because it's 9/11 and I wanted to do something to remember the heroes that are there. We talked about it in various different ways of doing this. We decided not to trivialize 9/11 and put it in a trivia game because the theme here is to never forget. Okay. The people never regret the tragedies that were there. So rather than quiz you on it, I figured I would go get an educational slide built by a professional educator who was essentially put this slide out there for the world to download and share it with everybody. And so with that being said and done, I want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And I will be sticking around to do this. And if you guys want to make some comments afterwards, we might be here as well. But I do want to do this tribute and slideshow to the September 11th. So let me get this set up and you're going to see a little bit of my full screen here. And I'll go ahead and start this off. So that pretty much wraps up our presentation for tonight. I thought it was really touching the way the slideshow came in and got down to the actual people that were involved. And I'm going to bring the team back as well, and just to see if there's any discussion that people want to have on the show or on the events tonight as well. So that's as much as I've got there. And it looks like some people do need to go. I read a comment there as well. But I wanted to honor that because I couldn't, in good faith and conscience, do a trivia night without at least acknowledging this as well. And I did not want to write trivia on it. I wanted to teach it because that's part of what we do in trivia is we teach things about Disney. And so to me, that was a really way of honoring those people. So that's as much as I have. Do you guys have any final comments?
Yeah, I was just going to comment. I think it's one of those events that anyone that was old enough to remember remembers where they were when it was all happening. You know, I think there's certain events that happen like that. Hopefully, very few in your lifetime, and so it's hard. They always, you know, they say never forget, but it's something that's hard to forget because it was watching a tragedy like that unfold basically on live TV was, you know, even not being there in New York City was really very emotional for everybody, I think, in America. So that was a good presentation, Chad.
Oh, thank you. So that being said and done, got a couple of comments here, and I think we're just going to head out on some of the comments here as well. So, thank you, Chad. Powerful. That being said, good night, everybody. We will be back next week to play more trivia, and we'll end on a much happier note. But I am now going to go look and see if I can find a broadcast because there was some discussion whether or not they were going to do the Tribute of Light tonight or not. And it sounds like they pulled it off there. So I really would like to see that in some kind of broadcast. So that's what I'm going to be scouring the internet to see if I can find. Good night, everybody. We'll be back next week.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.